In speaking to people here on the op, I've heard a number of times that there was often one person early on in someone's life who made a difference, who saw something in them that they may not have even seen in themselves, and that one person had an impact. Teachers, relatives, next-door neighbors, it could be anybody, but it's someone who changed their lives forever without even possibly knowing it. This is a chance for guests to thank those people publicly. This is That One Voice.
In all honesty, my greatest love to this day would be Richard Thorpe. From the first day that he came onto ER, and he was there for my first day of operating, and that first season, he rode me into the ground and buried me on every situation, but supportively. Like, he wanted me to learn, but he wanted me to learn the right way. He came from the old school, where the old boys, really ground you, and he still had that mentality. And he works me really hard. But because of him and what he taught me a lot about the ethics and about operating, I have the greatest love and respect for him. And what was really nice is that over the years, I ended up, I think, becoming really good friends with him, and I have a great love for him, and I still call him and go for lunch periodically with him. And the greatest compliment that he paid to me eventually was that when he was directing, and he directed maybe the most or second most episodes on ER before he retired. And I remember there were times that he would get to a particular scene and he would say, cut. I'd say, give me 5. And he'd say, Terence, come here with me. And he would go outside and he'd have a cigarette, and he'd say, I don't know what to do with this scene. What can we do with this scene? Let's do something with this scene. And then while he had his cigarette, we would confer over this scene and then come up with an idea of what we could do with this scene. And that, to me, was the greatest compliment that I could be given by him, that finally, the curtains were opened and that we were allowed to converse as adults and as equal professionals. And I have a big love for Richard Thorpe. And, we have all these quotisms and that he would say. He would certainly say to me, we'd be on the set and I'd be lining up a shot or something, and I could hear him in the background say, Terence, try and keep their head in the picture, boy. And certain comments like that, just little comments that I would just laugh at. And in the end, we would make everybody laugh on the set because he and I would just banter all the time. He would say something to me and I would say something back to him, and then he'd say something back and I'd say something back. And anybody knew that would be on the set, they would think to himself, what the bloody hell is going on here? What's all this dialogue going on about? But anyway, that's who we were. And, we were two old Brits just having our Brit way.